Hey everybody, this is the Review Revolution, back with another awesome toy review. I just wrapped up the DC Universe Wave 10, and I promise this is the last time I'm going to say that. But while I was doing those reviews, my Wave 1 indie comics from Shocker Toys came in. Now this is the first wave from Shocker, and I actually did go ahead and get the entire first wave. They had the collector's pack, which had all 5 figures plus the variants. I believe right now you can still get all 5 figures. I don't think the variants are included now. I think now you can just get them with the five figures. I'm not going to do these in a countdown like I did with the DC figures, but I had to do the Maxx. I had to do the Maxx for a couple of reasons. First off, this is, in case anybody ever wonders, my favorite character. The Maxx is one of my favorites. I love the Maxx. I love the character. I love the story. I love the comics. I love the MTV cartoon. I love everything surrounding the Maxx. The support characters. He was just a really, really great story. I loved it. So I want to pop that open. Plus, something that I'll get to after I do the review that's going to involve our little buddies, the Izzes. Okay? Looking at the pack, you can probably tell the Maxx is huge. He's a big figure. This is the biggest box that came in. Most of them probably only come up to about here, and he's twice as wide as any of the other figures. So he is a big, hefty figure. He's going to be a fun one to be playing with. As I showed on the back, we've got other characters in the wave. Now, I don't know a whole lot about the other characters. I know about Shadowhawk, and I know about Scud. Kabuki, I read a few of the comics, and Kaishu, I don't really know anything. but the Maxx, a lot to say about the Maxx, a lot of great things. I'm so afraid I'm going to run out of time during this video. But just to get moving, let me go over his bio real quick. Name, the Maxx. Occupation, the protector of Julie. Now, one day, after Julie stops her car to help a man in a street, she's beaten, raped, and left to die. To cope, she hides in what is referred to as her outback, a primeval landscape situated entirely in her subconscious where she has control. In the outback, she becomes the leopard queen, an all-powerful goddess. One night, she accidentally hits a homeless man with her car. Remembering what happened last time she stopped to help someone, she covers the unconscious body with trash. But in doing so, she unintentionally opens a link to the outback. After Julie leaves a lampshade in the trash, which has brushed the outback, expands over the man's body, becoming a mask and costume, and costumes him and links into Julie. The homeless man does not remember anything about himself, only that Julie is important to him somehow. He doesn't even know his own name, now calling himself the Maxx, or what he looks like under the mask. Now, I know that's not the bio that's on the back of the card, but this I think is a much better bio. Gives you a little more insight into the story. If you already know about the Maxx, then you already know about how he kind of switches back and forth from the outback, that he's a little unsure where his reality is. But that's a little more backstory. It tells you a little bit more about his actual origin. I'm going to go ahead and get him out of the pack, and we'll take a close look at the figure. Alright, so we got the Maxx out, and before I get into the figure a whole lot, just to go over the box real quick. Now, big shout out to Shocker Toys. The best packaging I've gotten on a figure, I think, ever. The figure is packaged in the pack, which is held together basically by three plastic tabs that are held together by tape. Take off the tape, card slides right out. No damage to the card, no damage to the pack. Beautiful. Great to have your figure either in pack or on display. Either way, you can kind of move them in and out. It's really nice. Again, big shout out to Shocker Toys. Now, the Maxx. Oh, he's a huge figure. He is gigantic. Just to give you an idea, here is the DC Universe Superman figure. This is from the Gotham 5. and he's big. I mean, he is huge, which I like. I mean, his size doesn't put him into a different category. He still kind of fits into the 6-inch scale kind of line of figures, but being bigger definitely gives you a chance to get a lot more detail. Not that the Maxx has a lot to begin with, but you definitely can appreciate what is there. Okay, not to take up too much time. A lot of people have said that his plastic feels kind of cheap. I haven't found that. He feels as high quality plastic as any other figure I have. He does look as though that he is a black molded piece of plastic with purple dry brush. And he doesn't have any kind of finish over him. He's a matte figure, so you can actually feel the paint on the figure, on the body. And I think that's what people might be mistaking as feeling kind of cheap. As far as the sculpt goes, get a nice close look at the face. Very well done. Even in the teeth. There's a little wash in the teeth. It is a purple wash, which I'm not sure I like, but hey, that's a little complaint. You can see that everything is on the figure. Very iconic. Got the headdress, the spiked fingers, the wrap for the boots. Really, really well done. Now, the figure itself, a lot of articulation, great articulation. And mostly because it's all on ball joints, which is kind of nice. It's very well done on this figure. On the head, his head has a great up. It has a nice little down. The arm actually is on a hinge, so it's not actually on a ball joint. The arm is on a ball, shoulder, and the wrist. The torso is on a ball joint also, so you get a nice crunch motion. The legs, now the legs I actually really like. The legs are kind of interesting because there's like a double joint in here. There's a ball joint here, and then there's actually a second ball joint here, which is really nice, really cool. The knees are simply just double hinged, which, because his legs are skinnier than his arms, makes sense to me. And then his boot, also on a ball joint. In the way of his accessories, oops. Now this is the only thing that kind of bothers me about him, is that he is so big that as time goes on, I am a little concerned over how well he will withstand the test of time. But for right now, he's just he's awesome. The first of his accessories is his other head, which actually is the one that I prefer. Just pop it off on the ball. Let's see here. There we go. Whoops. Well, just to let you know, the headdress is on a ball. But we'll go ahead and pop that in there. That was actually a lot easier. Wow. Now that's the Maxx that I like, I've known. But to be honest with you, I do like either one. I thought I was going to like this one better because it's a little bit more like, you know, his city urban look. But really, I could go either way. He just looks totally awesome. As I pointed out, looks like his headdress is on a ball. So we'll see about. Nope, that snapped in good. And lastly, we've got the little Izzies. And actually, I'm probably running out of time. I'll cut this off because there's a lot I want to talk about the Izzies. So we'll come back and we'll just wrap things up on the Maxx by Shocker Toys.